Good morning. Thank you for joining the Road Home's 17th annual Homes for Family fundraising breakfast. My name is Renat Premnath. I'm here on behalf of CUNA Mutual Group. We are proud to be the presenting sponsor of this event. And I want to welcome everybody who's watching. I've also been on the Road Home's board of directors since 2019. So I get to see the firsthand the good work this agency is doing in our community. And I'm so glad that I'm part of the Road Home Board of Directors, because personally, I'm also a minister. And we seek to revive, reach people in the spirit, soul, and body. And when I thought about how do I reach people in the realm of the body, the opportunity came for me to align myself with the Road Home, because they do it best in solving the homeless crisis that we have in Dane County. The theme for this year's fundraiser is moving forward. I'd like to invite you to comment in the chat. When you think of moving forward in your life, how does safe, stable housing help you do that? You see, things have changed for people in our community, and especially for people who are struggling with homelessness. But Dane County has made a big difference during this challenging times. So I thank you for being here today, for making that a reality for more families with children right here in Dane County. CUNA Mutual Group has been a sponsor of this event for all 17 years we've been doing this. It's been amazing to see the growth of the event, as well as the growth of the Road Home and its impact on our community. Additionally, CUNA Mutual Group's partnership with the Road Home includes grants that support housing solutions for children and families experiencing homelessness. Being active on their board and committees and other volunteer opportunities for employees. Let me give you a very personal example here. I personally am part of the board, and I dedicate time for being there. I recently received an email day before yesterday from one of our employees in CUNA Mutual Group, and they were so excited. And they said, "Hey, Renat, I'm so excited that my family wants to devote up to 40 hours of volunteering time with the Road Home because they see what they can do, the change they can create in our community." Several stories like these come on a day-to-day basis, but we are excited to be hand in hand with Road Home in solving this crisis. As both an employee of CUNA Mutual Group and a board member at the Road Home, I know the importance of this event, especially raising over $300,000 to provide critical programs and services. So I'd like to thank the other sponsors for joining CUNA Mutual Group in sharing our commitment to ending family homelessness. I really would like for you to give your love, your applause, your chat to all these sponsors. So firstly, give some love in the chat to our visionary level sponsors, UW Health and Unity Point Meritor. Next, thank you also to the champion level sponsors whose logos will be on the screen. We also thank the partner level sponsors as well. And thank you to the advocate level sponsors. Finally, I'd also like to thank the group of people listed in the program who make this event possible. The Road Home staff, my fellow board members, our donors, volunteers, our virtual table hosts. Thank you so much for making this possible. I thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And now I'd like to introduce you to our Executive Director of the Road Home, Kristen Rosinski.
Thank you so much for that great welcome, Renat. We truly appreciate CUNA Mutual Group's generous support over the years and for being our presenting sponsor for this year's event. The support from all of our sponsors ensures every dollar raised at this event goes directly to support families in our programs. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kristen Orsinski, and I'm currently the Executive Director of the Road Home Dane County. As I started to prepare for what to say, I had to reread what I said last year, because I'll be honest, 2020 and 2021 have blurred together. 2020 was a very challenging year, and while 2021 has also seen its ups and downs, we are moving forward. As an agency, me personally, the families in our housing programs, and ultimately, our community. Many of you watching are familiar with the work we do, but if not, we strive to end family homelessness by working to create more affordable housing opportunities and by providing supportive services as families reach their goals. Having been a housing case manager for 5 years before this role, and watching and listening to our staff every day since then, I can assure you nobody here has an easy job. And when you're trying to do your job, with daycare still unexpectedly closing due to COVID, or balancing meeting people in person with safety protocols, or trying to support families who have been impacted by the pandemic or hurt by decades of racism, or trying to find housing options for families in such a tough housing market, these difficult jobs have become almost impossible. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to our entire staff. Wherever you are watching, I hope people are giving you some love in the chat or you're giving yourselves a pat on the back. Each of you keeps our agency moving forward, and I can't thank you enough. Our board of directors also keeps the Road Home moving forward. They do this in many ways, but an additional responsibility on their plate this year will be finding the next executive director of the Road Home. I can't say enough how lucky I am to have been involved with this amazing agency for 16 years, the past 10 as the executive director. I turned 39 years old today, and as my dad likes to say, we had to have this fundraiser today so people actually showed up to my birthday party. So thank you for being here. But in all seriousness, as I reflect on turning another year older, it is absolutely breathtaking to think about how much I have learned during the past 16 years here about housing, advocacy, poverty, teamwork, trauma, strength, white supremacy, partnerships, resilience, innovation, philanthropic generosity, the importance of including the voices of people with lived experience of homelessness, and so much more. I've had to unlearn some of what I thought I knew, and I have been challenged nearly every single day, either by staff, by families, by donors, by partner organizations, and I'm a better person for it. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart for what you have done to help me move forward. Although I don't know what's next for me, I can guarantee you I will take everything I have learned and put it to good use. For now, though, I'm committed to making this transition as smooth as possible for everybody involved. While I'm proud of what we have all accomplished together, staff, families, donors, volunteers, partners, I'm just as excited to see the amazing things the Road Home will continue to do well beyond 2022. And as I reflect on this past year, I want to share a few highlights. In 2020, we served 252 families, including 482 children. Think about that for a second. Almost 500 children with a brighter future thanks to stable housing. And this year, we're likely to serve even more families due to program expansion. Heart Room, which is a program you'll soon hear more about, was initially a 3-year pilot. Due to its overall success, Orchard Ridge UCC successfully raised funds to support 6 additional families starting this year. And conversations are starting to see if we can replicate this model across Dane County with other congregations supporting their neighbors in a similar way. 3 newer housing programs I mentioned last year are well off the ground. While there have been bumps and challenges, overall these partnerships have created affordable housing and holistic support for 23 additional families. One of these families, now in our permanent supportive housing program called Foundations, has been in and out of homelessness for over 6 years, but is finally stable and has paid rent on time each month. She thanked her case manager for never giving up on her. And now her daughter is thriving. We also celebrate families who have gotten their GEDs this year, have obtained employment, gotten promoted, received their driver's license, kids who took their first steps, and so many more. The ACE Apartments, opening just this month, is our first partnership with Moving Out, and we are very excited for 4 families to be moving into their new apartments just before the holidays. Our community has received a recent rare influx of Section 8 vouchers. We are partnering with Dane County Housing Authority and the City of Madison Community Development Authority, who are administering these vouchers, and will provide support services to 80 families with vouchers over the next 2 years. In 2020, over 90% of families in our programs maintained housing. However, there was an eviction moratorium in place that likely helped during the pandemic. But analyzing data from some of our longstanding programs was also impressive. For example, over the past 10 years, 88% of families who exited our Housing and Hope program have not returned to shelter. With all this program growth, we have finally expanded our development team, which will help us to continue to have the resources needed for this important work. Finally, on a systems level, while it was certainly a community-wide effort, a few of our staff members had a role in helping our community get awarded nearly $2.5 million to focus on ending youth homelessness. As you can tell, thanks to your support, the road home continues to move forward, even in challenging times. With housing inequities and the effects of the pandemic still prevalent, with no eviction moratorium in effect, there is a good chance we'll soon see an increase in family homelessness. Thank you again for joining us to keep the momentum moving forward in our quest to ensure every family and every child has a place to call home. And please remember to be grateful for whatever home means to you as you continue to move forward. Now I'm excited to introduce you to Enedina's family, who you're about to meet in a video, so you could see how families in our housing programs find the strength to move forward, sometimes against all odds. Thank you.
The first thing I think of when I think of moving forward is simply the pandemic, right? I mean, this work is never easy. It certainly was not made easier during a pandemic. And I could not be prouder of how the staff has handled everything and how just as an agency we continue to move forward and continue to do good work. And not only that, but actually continued to expand our services.
The Heart Room program, it is up to 3 years. Within that program, families are receiving case management services and also a monthly rental subsidy.
There's a whole other group of families who are truly what I would call like invisible homelessness. They're not accessing shelters, you don't see them in the cars, but they are doubled up, maybe living with families or friends or living in a hotel or they're just barely making it, but every month they're essentially like worrying about, getting evicted. Am I gonna have money to pay rent?
I met Enedina before she started participating in Heart Room, and my heart went out to her.
Y pues sí, he mirado yo diferencias, he mirado yo cambios en mi vida y es algo bonito tener este programa. Sí, sí, por eso yo estoy muy agradecida con este programa y con Loren porque ellos han hecho hasta lo imposible, ahora sí que.
Sometimes I call her like a ball of sunshine. I think her attitude is incredibly impressive, and the mindset she has for how she juggles being a parent and an employee and a helpful community member is incredibly impressive. I think she has very clear motivations for why she works so hard in all of these realms.
Y pues yo pienso que para darles un mejor futuro o algo, yo tengo que empezar a progresar un poquito más.
Whatever that family is trying to work on, if it's something that our staff can support them through, we do. So a perfect example would be Enedina really is determined to speak English and is now taking classes at Madison College.
This last year, she got connected with Raíces para el Cambio, which is an advocacy group that works to support Hispanic and Latinx mothers and females in the area.
Por medio del programa Raíces para el Cambio, Yo estuve trabajando con ellos para entregar despensas a las casas.
Having that platform, she was able to speak to the governor in an advocacy listening session last spring.
The whole idea is to really provide a community around the family, so that way that family feels supported and that they're able to work on things that can help them maintain housing.
Supporting families in a way that they can get out of survival mode and sort of from the back of the brain, I'm just surviving every day, to I have a little bit of stability, I can breathe a little bit, I can start thinking about those other things that I've really wanted to work on.
Y para mí significa ir adelante, tener nuevas metas, tener nuevos proyectos y agarrar lo mejor que uno puede, sin mirar hacia atrás, simplemente mirar hacia adelante, qué es lo que tú quieres hacer y qué es lo que tú quieres conseguir.
As long as there is still any family in our community without a safe place to be, we're going to continue to move forward in some way, whether that means another program, whether that means another partnership, whether that means serving a family differently, more holistically, but we're not going to stop. We are not going to rest. We're not going to accept the fact that there are families with children in our community with no place to be. And so whatever that means as an agency and hopefully as a community, we're going to continue to move forward to address the need.
Mi nombre es Enedina. Yo vivo en el condado de Dane. Estoy acá, tengo 6 niños. El más grande 17 años, la más pequeña tiene 1 año. Yo estoy muy agradecida con el programa de Roam Home porque ellos me han ayudado bastante, porque ellos te han buscado muchos beneficios y yo encontré ellos por medio de el papá de mis niños cuando lo deportaron. Yo conocía Voces de la Frontera. Ellos me refirieron con Fabiola y Fabiola, ella pertenecía al lado este y como yo vivía del lado west, ella me refirió con Lauren. Lauren, ella fue la que me ayudó bastante, me dijo que me iba a buscar una ayuda donde me podían ayudar con renta, que necesitaba llenar una aplicación y en 2 semanas ellos me iban a avisar. Antes de las 2 semanas ella me llamó y me dijo que me aceptaron en el programa. Yo estaba muy feliz, estaba muy contenta porque dije mi estrés va a reducir un poco, la economía me va a bajar un poco, me va a ayudar. Ya no voy a estar tan estresada mirando cómo pagar la renta, cómo pagar los biles. Y ellos me apoyaron bastante. Y ya de ahí yo vivía en las trailas donde estaba con la manager de que cada rato nos estaba poniendo papeles en las puertas, queriendo desalojarnos de las trailas. La traila era mía, pero ella estaba corriéndome por motivos, no lo sé, pero siempre ella pegaba papeles y yo ya vivía con miedo, con preocupación, porque dije, ¿dónde voy a llevar a mis hijos? ¿Dónde voy a vivir con ellos? Y ellos buscaron a un abogado y ya el abogado ellos tuvo que hacer una corte y ya ellos miraron la manera de cómo me ayudaron, pero desde entonces ellos, la manager me dejó tranquila porque ella no tenía la razón, porque ella no estaba haciendo las cosas bien como la ley lo decía. Entonces yo pude vivir un poquito más tranquila, sin miedo. Y ya de ahí yo conseguí un apartamento más grande, con más espacio, donde mis niños podían jugar más, donde ellos podían correr más. Y me dieron el apartamento, estoy feliz ahí, estoy contenta ahí. La renta no es muy cara. Y el programa me ha estado ayudando bastante en cualquier duda que yo tenga, en cualquier pregunta que yo tenga. Ellos me buscan la respuesta, ellos me buscan la solución. Si ellos no la tienen en sus manos, ellos me dicen, espérame, déjame ver qué puedo hacer. Ellos me han apoyado, ellos me han abierto muchas puertas. Ellos han reducido mucho mi estrés, muchas mis preocupaciones, económicamente, físicamente, y también sobre mis niños. Ellos buscaron un equipo de fútbol para que mi hijo pudiera jugar, y mi hijo ahora puede jugar fútbol. El sábado que pasó y metió 2 goles y dijo, mami, metí 2 goles. Él llegó muy contento a la casa, llegó muy emocionado, y le dije, échale ganas, mijo, es tu primer partido, échale ganas. Y pues gracias al programa, porque yo no hubiera sabido ni dónde buscar ese equipo, ni cómo meterlo, ni nada de eso. El año pasado, sobre la pandemia, yo estuve ayudando a muchas personas a entregarles despensa en su mesa, en su casa, a llevárselas. Yo miré a las personas cómo ellos recibían su despensa con una cara feliz, contentos, y eso me hacía feliz a mí, porque yo miraba que ellos tenían niños y yo dije, sus niños van a tener algo que comer esta noche, sus niños van a tener un platillo en su mesa, y eso es algo que a mí me hace feliz, porque yo supe y yo sé que es no tener nada. Yo sé la necesidad que uno pasa cuando no tiene nada de comida en su mesa, nada de poder llevar algo en el estómago antes de dormir. Mi meta es que yo quiero es para el año es poder agarrar un mejor trabajo, poder ayudar a la comunidad, poder brindarles el apoyo que yo pueda, y también quiero rentar una casa con más espacio para que mis niños tengan más espacio aún. Y he conocido muchas maneras de cómo buscar todo eso, de cómo mirar la manera de cómo rentar una casa por medio de aplicaciones, por medio de todo eso. Eso me hace a mí feliz, porque yo puedo depender de mí misma, yo puedo salir adelante sin estar esperando a otra persona que venga y lo haga por mí. Y uno se siente feliz al poder ver cómo tú puedes hacer las cosas, de poder ver cómo tú puedes buscar la manera de encontrar todo eso. Y eso es algo que uno lo necesita más por los niños. Tú ya sabes cómo hacerlo con tus hijos, cómo enseñarles a tus hijos, y es algo muy lindo eso. Y la meta para mis hijos, yo quiero que ellos sigan estudiando, que ellos puedan agarrar una mejor carrera, que puedan graduarse de la escuela y puedan tener un buen trabajo y puedan ayudar a la comunidad. Que ellos, así como también les ayudaron, yo quiero que ellos también ayuden a otras personas. Y yo estoy muy agradecida con el programa de Run Home, porque ellos me brindaron mucha ayuda, porque ellos me abrieron las puertas, porque ellos estuvieron al pendiente de mí durante toda la pandemia. Estuvieron llamándome, mandándome mensajes. No podíamos reunirnos, pero por medio de las llamadas estábamos ahí, al pendiente. Y es algo muy lindo cuando otra persona se preocupa por ti. Solo sé que les puedo dar las gracias por todo lo que hicieron con mi familia y por mí. Y que tengan una bonita semana, y que Dios los bendiga y que sigan ayudando a más personas.
Wow, what an amazing story and a strong family. While I can relate to some of the challenges and progress that Enedina has endured, I can't imagine how difficult it would be to navigate some of those systems with an added language barrier. It's fun to see how Enedina, Liz, and the Heart Room program are all working together to move forward. Hello, my name is Georgia, and I'm employed at the Road Home as our first ever Community Engagement Manager. This role is a good fit for me because I believe in the mission so deeply. Not only do I have the opportunity to financially support the Road Home's mission, but now I also get to promote awareness and support to others. Some of you might remember me from the previous years at this event. If not, I'd like to share a little bit about why I'm so passionate about this mission. I first learned about the Road Home program from participants over the years before becoming a mother myself. And they shared how the case management support and agency resources helped them achieve housing stability. Then once I had my daughter, I started having my own challenges with housing stability. In 2013, I was connected to the Rapid Rehousing Program, and this program helped me achieve the goals needed to maintain stable housing, thus improving my economic stability and holistic well-being for my daughter and I. We have maintained our housing the past 7+ years, and we're on our way to home ownership. My daughter Azaria is doing well and is actively involved in school, flag football, gymnastics. We're just doing really good. Now, things aren't always perfect, but we are so grateful to be moving forward and not backwards. Today, you have the opportunity to help more families move forward. And it is my job to tell you how you can do that, the impact of your donations, and to ask for your support. This fundraising event makes up almost half of the private funds we must raise each year for our annual operating budget. Raising funds is critical to continuing our programming to support more families like Enedina's and mine. Now more than ever, your donations can help fight injustices in housing and help find equitable solutions for families with children experiencing homelessness. Thanks to our generous sponsors and leadership gifts, we are already well on our way toward our goal of $325,000. Please join these companies and individuals, along with our dedicated staff who are working tirelessly every day to help end family homelessness by making a donation today. Some examples of the impact your support will make include $100 provides 1 month of utility assistance. A donation of $250 provides 2 months of case management for one family. $500 can help with rental assistance to help families maintain stable housing. And $1,000 helps one child move from homelessness to housing. If you are in a position to consider joining the Homes for Families Society and can commit to giving a minimum of $1,000 per year for 5 years, we invite you to join us and encourage you to use the second link in the chat that will take you to a pledge form. You can also use this link if you wish to give via stock, through a donor-advised fund, or mailing a check, or if your employer has a matching program to make your gift go even further. And if you are a current Homes for Families Society member, we thank you for your support. We ask that you consider extending your pledge by using the second link as well. Please know that gifts of any amount are appreciated. Recurring donations, monthly, quarterly, or annually, help sustain our programs, so please consider that option if you can. And now, table hosts, please put the link in the chat that will take you directly to our website for donations if you're giving with a credit card. You'll also notice a QR code now on the screen. If you find this more convenient to make a donation, feel free to scan the code now. I will pause for a minute to give people a chance to navigate to our giving options. As we wrap up, I have to say it is truly a joy reading all of your inspiring and thoughtful words around how housing helps you all move forward. Like safe place to rest, and sleep equals goals, or I love this one, together we move, forward we go, housing for all. I look forward to connecting with many of you in my new role as a community engagement manager. And please help us spread the word even further about this event by sharing our live stream event on Facebook. And be sure to make sure you're following The Road Home Dane County on Facebook to make it easier to share this video. And don't forget to add the hashtag The Road Home Moving Forward. You can always donate or learn more about other ways to get involved on our website at www.trhome.org. Thank you all and have a great day.